Krishnan for letting me talk in this TUG. This is my first talk in the TUG. So let's start. Today I'm going to talk about the implementation of tag and accessible PDF in Neptune. Neptune is an online LaTeX tool for the authors, the proofing tool, and it was released, to be precise, in November 2018. So let me take you to a small quick guide through the interface. And on the top, you can see the panel. On the left, we have the edits that have done by the copy editors and the authors. Then there's a navigations are there, table of contents, figures, list of tables, notes, supplementary material, all of the things are there. On the center, we have the text file, which was edited by the copy edit and as well as the author. On the right, we have the PDF viewer. On the bottom, we have the queries to the author and their replies, then the text logs, the button for uploading the revised figure files, and they can add additional comment. Yeah, this is the main interface of Neptune. So the main question, I know you all had a lot of accessible PDF throughout the 3 days. I'm sorry for that, and I'm again going to talk about accessible PDF. Yep. So we use the tag PDF, which is written by Ulrich, and we are using it a lot in our documents. And it has 3 approaches. We have the 3 approaches: phase 3, phase 2, and phase 1. The first one is phase 3, which is a well-tagged compliant PDF we get from the tag PDF package, and unfortunately, it's not compatible with the STM publishers tagging, specific tag requirements. So we just abandoned, sorry. So again, the phase 2, the semi-automated, which the scheme with automated paragraph tagging. The third one, the phase 1, which we are now using. Actually, the development started in 2023, and we are still using the phase 1, which can give us an exact publisher requirements that we can inject the particular tags into the PDF using the phase 1. So we used that particular option, phase 1, as a basic strategy. So you can see here, when we use the phase 3, the tags are listed here, which is the default, but the publisher wants something like this. So we just abandoned, as I said before, we just abandoned the phase 3 and used the phase 1 and injected those particular tags into the PDF. So the bottlenecks, as I said, we have started working on the tag PDF in 2023 and still going on, and we still watching these 2 guys in front of me. We're still watching them, and we just, yeah, yes. So we just keep on updating the packages, but we are working in a production setup, so we need to make sure the updates won't affect the paginations, or the if anything goes wrong, the content may be missed. So we need to keep updating and along with them. Then, so we use different versions of TechLive to generate those PDFs, so that we can handle the older articles. So the situation is like that. We need to generate a PDF with different packages. As you know, different packages make different outputs. So that output need to be generated in newly created TechLive. So we need to use the older version, and we need to keep the older versions along with the newer. So next is the configurations that we did to generate the tag PDF. So we use LT hooks, which is very much useful to us to inject the tokens like the tags. So then we use the LT sockets, so which is very good for plugging. Like we can inject different tags in different areas. Something like if we need to inject the different tags in the same element, we can just use the sockets, but using different plugs. So this is the tags which we need to inject. So by the way, thanks to Rajesh and Radhakrishnan for giving me the phone, and it works. Yeah, very well. Then this is the tags we used to inject it. So using the LT sockets and the LT hooks. At the first time we have started using the PDF LaTeX, and sometimes we met some errors, and most probably in the pagination, like the page breaks. So we migrated to the Lua LaTeX, which we can utilize the advantages of Lua mode in creating the tag PDF. So these are the another configuration we did at the top about the document class, the document metadata, the PDF version 1.7, which is used for the web PDF. Then, as I said before, test phase 1. Yes, I know it's a test, but we are still using it. Then the XMP equal to false. The first one, the phase 1, as I said before, this is very granular control over tagging the structure. Then the XMP false. Why we did it in false mode? Because the default XMP meta generated by the PDF management tools, which is unfortunately not compatible with the publisher specific XMP data. So we reuse or customized the package, the PDFX package, which is written by which is currently maintained by Rosmo, and we use that particular XMP to create the final PDFs. Then again, some more setups we need to add. Like you can see the setup, the tag bit setup, they activate the various tree structures and the spaces. Then another one is tag bit setup activate all as false. This is used for the specific PDF creation, because sometimes we need different types of PDF versions like proof, then web, then print, something like that. So we need to switch over between the tags. So we use this tag PDF setup active all equal to false. So the documents we used to have is we divided these areas into 3 in head, body and tail. The most difficult portion in a research article is handling the header portion, because too many tags are there in the header portion. We just need to keep updating those kinds of extra tags. So we use the hooks for adding the author, affiliation, abstract and footnotes, but we use this tag tool to suppress the outer paragraphs, but still we need a paragraph inside the abstracts, but the other things we don't need the paragraph tagging. So we use this tag tool to generate the paragraph inside the abstracts. Then comes the body part. In body part we redefine or use the hooks to inject those tags. For example, in list, equation, floats, we just using the hooks we add the tags. Then for the tables, we just use the LaTeX lab table package, which is quite good to inject the tags into the table. So we just add some minor modifications and use the same for generating the tables. Then comes the last one, the tail, which contains the bibliography, then the author biography, glossaries. We just use the same mechanism to inject those tags. For the author biography, they include graphics commands, act as a figure, and the biography text will be tagged as a paragraph. Yes, of course, the glossaries are like lists, so we use the same for the glossaries, the list tags. So, am I too fast? Yeah. The next one is the validation. The tools we have is already integrated with Vera PDF. We use the Vera PDF for the validations. So we encounter some errors. Usually when we use the updated packages, keep on errors are we getting. So we the first one is inconsistent font glyph width. So it was due to the usage of PDF LaTeX at that time. So we just migrated to LaTeX and that sorted out. Like that, another error also the same thing. Like we need to keep the untagged content. So it should be marked as an artifact. And again that migration from PDF LaTeX to Lua LaTeX that helped to fix those kinds of stuff. So we use now the Lua mode. So challenges which we encounter during this migration when we inject some tags into a particular area. So the main challenges we got is compatibility. I know something, as I said before, the packages keep on updating. So we need to go with them. For example, the nice metrics which have an error in 2023, but that was fixed in 2024. Another one is workarounds. So what we did when we receive a complex, we working with the lots of complex mathematics and TUG constructs. So we need to check on that and whether it can be coded or tagged. So that kind of stuff when happens, we just disable the tagging for problematic areas. So that can be marked as an artifact. Then again, if that can also be an issue, then we will just make that particular element as an image, then add the same in the article, the PDF. Then another one is the pagination difference. So when we started injecting the tags around the equations, there are some kind of shifting between the equations and after the paragraphs, or between the equation and the section heading. So we used a different approach for the equations, like using the hooks, like and the before and after environment commands. We just added the tags and sorted it out. Then comes the print and web PDF differences with the hyperlinked and non-hyperlinked PDF. There also we encountered that kind of issues, and that was sorted out by keeping the hyperlinked versions, but in the variants of colors we handled that particular paginations. So another one is a read aloud feature in the Acrobat reader. So here when we use the issue mainly happened due to the usage of phase 1. That's the problem, but we still working on that. But now we have some alternate solutions by modifying the PDF and not go to before hooks that we injected in using. We injected that particular thing using the updated version of ref command in our packages. So that's how we managed that kind of stuff. So that's the main portion, and coming to the conclusion, when we use, as I said before, we have started working on the tag video from the 2023 and still working on that. But currently, at the moment, we are using the phase 1, which is quite good, and we can inject more tags and in a particular setup, and we establish a strong foundation generating the accessible PDF. So that's the conclusion, but I'm saying we are still staring at Frag and Ulrich for the updates, and still we are migrating to the newer updates by using the socket methods. So that will ease out our other problems which we are facing now. So that's my short presentation, and if you have any questions, thank you.
Any questions for Rahul? Any comments? Feedback?
Just of curiosity, could you return to slide number 8? Previous one. Yeah, this one. I see that you put both tag in struct and MC. I'm a little bit confused. Should it be just in one of them? No? You need both?
Yes.
Why?
It's okay. I must say I was very impressed how they managed to get tag PDF by using only pieces of the code and disabling parts and re-enabling others, and you nevertheless found your way through. But I think at the end you should better switch to the full code, and then that we adapt so that you get your results without working around by disabling parts of the code. It's a bit fragile, but it's impressive, I must say.
Yeah.
I would have hoped by half of your talk that you were now telling us that you have done the work for us for some of the packages that you encounter from your authors. But if I understand you right, you haven't tried to make packages that are not tagging aware. Tagging aware, in some cases, you have simply turned the result into an artifact, right?
Yes.
That's a bit of a cheating, and I think you are quite aware of it, because if I'm a blind person, that part of the text is not being read to me if you turn it into an artifact. In other words, you get a check mark and your publisher may not notice because everything is nicely tagged, but from an accessibility perspective, that's pretty horrible, to be honest.
Yeah.
I understand that you have to do it if you are living on the level of test phase 1 and you try to do everything yourself. But I think this is showing really why we have to abandon all the test phases and get to the point where actually everything is coming. This would be like in my talk, all the mathematics would suddenly be silent because we can't do mathematics, which is precisely what we did the last 30 years. We were telling people only the characters we can understand being ASCII. And I think so. I think we all agree we want to get away from that level and come to this point where accessibility really means accessibility. Yes.
But it's actually, we changed it to artifact only for the complex constructs. That's the...
I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not criticizing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this is the challenge. I mean,
Yes.
the real hard challenge that we have to get those things really all accessible.
Yes.
Because otherwise we're kidding ourselves in some sense of having something that is useful for the people who need it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Also about this structure, you said that the paragraphs had some extra white space when added tagging?
No.
Oh, I thought they differed.
Extra tags. That's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one thing we added this activate space true, which is very much required when we tag, and it should be with the space. The tags, with the content should be spaced. Otherwise, it will be a single word like structure. So we just use the space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought the line endings usually also add white spacing. So if you have those two ending macros, no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul.
Yep.